Welcome back. Ooh, I dropped my mic. Hello, welcome back to Prosperity Pep Talks. I'm excited to be here with you. Most days I go live to share a short transmission on sacred leadership and how to activate your business as a sanctuary for your soul's calling. I help sacred healers, leaders, and facilitators and coaches create sovereign wealth building movements that feel like they're living in their soul's purpose, that are helping the planet and creating a force of healing, magic, love, and liberation. I'm excited to join you for this Prosperity Pep Talk today because I had this idea come through earlier when I was thinking about what I wanted to share today. And it is really that entrepreneurship and business, especially if you decide that you want to do this work, like be a healer, facilitator, coach, full-time as your career. And this is like the long game of how you want to fulfill the career part of your life and create your income and support yourself. When you sign up to do that, it is such a powerful initiation, and it is a pathway for healing on hyperspeed. I really think and have seen this not only in my own experience, but also among other coaches that I've trained. I've trained over 400 coaches in the Self-Love Coach certification course, and I've trained dozens of ritual facilitators and sacred method soul retrieval practitioners. And with everybody that I have supported in becoming a powerful facilitator, pretty much everybody has experienced some type of initiatory gateway in doing this work professionally. And what I mean by that is anything that you are leaving untended within you from a societal story that the overculture has imprinted upon you, an ancestral story that has been passed down to you, a lived experience story that you're carrying forward, any wounds that have not been healed or stories that have not been resolved or limiting beliefs that you carry will be confronted in the entrepreneurial journey. It is so unique in that way. And such a gift, I feel. It's like if you want to do healing work, not only for the world, but also like you want to up-level your healing game, become an entrepreneur. Like, especially a value-driven, authentic entrepreneur. Like, I feel like it's just such a potent pathway for healing. So what can happen in this is especially if you're a service provider, a facilitator, a coach, a healer, a guide, you are the face of your business. And people come to work with you not only because of your modality, though that could be part of it, is often part of it, but because of your energy frequency, because they like your vibe, because the way that you talk about this work and the way that you bring it forward, the way you express the work that you're doing lands with people in a particular way, right? That's why if you go to the gym and you go to group fitness exercise classes, or you go to the yoga studio and you have a preferred yoga teacher, you have a preferred fitness instructor, it's not just the modality of working out. It's like your vibe, it's the vibe of the person teaching and your connection to that. And the same thing is true of coaches, facilitators, whether it's ceremony or ritual, space holders, whatever it might be. And because as a sacred healer or leader and service provider, your energy frequency is a deciding factor for if people want to work with you. If you want to do this work full time and make it your long game legacy, and if you want to make money doing it that provides for you and your family and grows a retirement fund, all of those things that we need in order to feel comfortable in our lives and do all the things that we want to do, you are the face of your business. Your vibe and your energy is the face of your business. And so immediately we're being confronted with visibility wounds. And we're being confronted with, how comfortable am I showing up and being seen? Right? That's a huge thing. How comfortable am I showing up and being photographed and filmed? Because that's definitely part of it. Even if you aren't going to do videos like this, you're still going to have pictures of you somewhere and probably videos, but definitely images, right? If you're doing your work more in person, you might not need videos quite as much for your marketing, but you're definitely going to need pictures of you for your website, right? So are you comfortable like being photographed? That's a body image and self-confidence piece that a lot of entrepreneurs aren't necessarily ready to deal with. They're like, wait, I have to learn how to be comfortable on camera, or I have to at least be willing to put my discomfort to the side in order to allow my medicine to land where it needs to. Yeah, that's part of it. Isn't that so interesting? I find it to be incredibly interesting. We also have to learn how to communicate in a way that is clear and decisive. We can't be wishy-washy about our work. If people are going to trust us, we have to be great communicators. So that's a skill. Not everybody has a great communication style. Not everybody has an eloquent way of speaking, and you don't have to come across as perfectly polished and professional, but you certainly have to be able to communicate and articulate what it is you do in a way that resonates with the people that you want to serve. And so that requires a certain level of skill sets in communication that you might not have, like public speaking. You might not have. Also requires us to be writers, especially in the online digital realm, in the virtual realm. If you're offering your services in the virtual realm, we have to have some type of writing skill. And for some people, that's like amazing. They love writing. That's part of their medicine. For other people, it's not. And so this is a skill set that we have to develop. And everything in here is going to confront some kind of wound, especially like with the writing and the eloquence. Like there's so much that goes into that. The being seen, that has so much to do with how comfortable you are in your own skin. The communication is your voice, your ability to articulate and to pause long enough to really come up with what you want to say, to be calm and clear, right? These are like relational skills. With writing, this is being able to again communicate articulately and clearly. And then we have to have the resiliency to overcome apparent setbacks and failures. We have the I'm not good enough wound that comes forward when nobody signs up for your workshop. Nobody signed up for my first workshop I ever offered. What I did instead, I went to the space anyway, just in case somebody happened to come. Nobody came. What I did instead is I filmed my workshop, and then I think I put it on YouTube or Facebook or something. This was so many years ago. But I utilized that time anyway. I continued forward. And I still have launches that do really well and launches that don't do as well as they want them to. And that's okay. We have to have that resiliency. We also have to have a certain level of trust in our creativity, in our creative power, in our brilliance, in our genius, in order to put something forward into the world that is going to resonate with people and really be a vehicle for our soul's medicine. So if you have wounds around your worth as a creative, your ability to create things, if you have wounds around your ability to share your medicine in a way that meets people, if you have wounds around failure and not enoughness, right? All of this is going to come forward in entrepreneurship. But the amazing thing is if you have the right type of mentorship, you have a community, you have skill sets and tools for healing, you can apply all of that and be held through the process. I think this is why it's so amazing to have a community of people who understand. That's what I create in the Hearth, which is my temple for sacred leadership. Friendships, people who understand the process of entrepreneurship, who see you and get you, like all of that is so powerful. Mentorship, continued mentorship is so important, not only ethically for having a certain level of accountability, but also for your own growth as in skill sets as a facilitator, and so that you're not alone. It's so hard to have the resiliency to be battling the wounds that inevitably come forward through the entrepreneurial journey by yourself. Like, it's just so hard to do by yourself. So much easier when you have somebody in your corner, whether it's a coach, a mentor, or a whole community, or even just a friend. So I want to encourage you, if you are on the entrepreneurial journey as a sacred healer or facilitator, that anything that isn't working in your business, that isn't working for you, that you're feeling a bit wobbly about, that you're not sure about, that you're resentful towards even, is a beautiful invitation into deeper personal work. And the two are easily intertwined. That's not to say, like, if you have a launch that fails or something's not working, that it's only because you have an unhealed wound. Sometimes it really is just strategy and things that need to be tweaked. But if you're not showing up, if you're not sharing your mission and your message with the world, if you know what you need to do but you're not implementing it, if you're not taking risks, or if you're not having enough resiliency, if you're not seeking out support and receiving support, these are all more personal than professional concerns. And so I would invite you to to just consider and to see it as a gift. I think it is a profound gift. Like, I love the opportunity to know myself more, to deepen in the healing journey. And entrepreneurship really provides us with that opportunity in a very unique, amazing, magical way. So before we end our time together, I'm going to do a card pull. Yesterday I asked in our Prosperity Pep Talk if you all wanted me to include that more, and I heard a yes, so I'm going to do that. I have my cards here, and let's see. Oh, ritual. Yes. These are my ritual cards, by the way. You can find them actually on Etsy. They're like pocket-sized oracle cards. They're very cute. Ritual. This is such a beautiful reminder of the power of ritualizing whatever it is needs to be tended to and healed. So for example, if the wound that's coming up in the entrepreneurial journey around visibility is, well, I just don't like to look at myself on camera. I don't like to see my pictures of myself, but that's a key piece, especially if you're building an online virtual realm offering. That's a key piece of the puzzle, that we have to show up and be seen in order for people to trust us. And ritualizing that process, I think, is so powerful. The ritual could even be recording a video once a day in a ceremonial way, right? So just like you would do a ritual to heal heartbreak or work with grief or rage, you could work with visibility in your business and record a video as your ritual piece for healing. Like, this is the pathway to healing. This is what you do to heal. You heal through the process of action and showing up. And I think that will carry you through. Not only will it accomplish the goal in your business, but it will soften and heal whatever wounding is presenting itself and getting in the way as a barrier to you sharing your soul's message and your soul mission with the world. All right, my loves, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to go deeper and do some of that healing work, especially in a ritual, ceremonial way, I would love to invite you into the Hearth. It's my temple for sacred leadership. If you're somebody who wants to go full-time in your business, if it's been like your part-time thing for a while, but you want to go full-time, you want to do it in community, you want to be held in mentorship in a way that feels sacred and value aligned, the Hearth is definitely for you. Even if you're already full-time, there's so much in there. It will meet you at any stage in your business. So I would invite you to go to hearthtemple.com. It's linked in my bio. It's linked in the show notes, everywhere where I post this, on my Substack, my YouTube, and my podcast. And I hope to see you soon for another Prosperity Pep Talk. Blessings to you, beloved.